Weeks until America heads to the polls for the midterm elections, and it seems that the continuing arguments around Trump's Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh are having an influence after the FBI provided the results of a probe into the sexual misconduct accusations against the judge. Republicans seem satisfied, but the Democrats are sounding the alarm.
It looks to be a product of an incomplete investigation that was limited, perhaps by the White House. I don't know.
I disagree with Senator Grassley's statement that there was no hint of misconduct.
Meanwhile, an October poll shows Republican supporters now see the November vote as very important, a significant increase, now almost equaling the view Democrats have about the election. Nati Samira Khan takes a look at whether there's a correlation.
Well, it just might be the first time that the ruling party retains Congress after midterms. Now, midterms are just about a month away in November, and a new poll shows that 80% of Americans from both parties see it as very important. Now, in July, the poll showed a 10% gap between Republicans and Democrats, but it seems that Republicans are more relaxed now because of the Democratic Party's continuous efforts to destroy Trump's Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh, who was accused of sexual assault. Then Democrats immediately took his wife's side, and Trump hammered Democrats for this at his rally in West Virginia.
You see what's going on? You see this horrible, horrible, radical group of Democrats. You see it happening right now. They don't care who they hurt, who they have to run over in order to get power.
And some have even noted that all conservatives, not just Republicans, are taking Kavanaugh's side, saying that this liberal scandal has united the right against Democrats. So we'll just have to wait and see for November if these predictions do come true.
And I'm pleased to say that political commentator Anthony Brian Logan joins me on the line. Good to have you on, Anthony. The Kavanaugh case, I'm sure it's a lot clearer for people over in America. For the rest of the world, though, can you explain why it's such a significant case, why American politics cares so much?
Well, it's a pretty big case because of what it signifies. You're talking about Donald Trump putting in his second Supreme Court justice, and it could be a second of four. So Brett Kavanaugh himself is not really the issue here. It could have been anybody. It could have been somebody on the left. Anybody that Donald Trump will put in, people will be against simply because it's Donald Trump, and he has the ability to change the direction of the country and also solidify his legacy. People want him to be a one-term president. When he does things like this that would cement him in American history, it's that much more difficult to get him out of office, which is the end goal here.
If we look at the results of recent polls, 80% of Americans have said that these midterms are very important. Over 60% say they're the most important in their lifetime. Why are people caring so much about these votes coming up now?
Well, the midterms are important because of all the negativity, in my opinion, that has come from one side of the political aisle, and that's the left. All these protests, all these rallies, people understand that they don't want the country to go in that direction. We want to have civil people, normal people. So we understand the importance of keeping some of these individuals out of office. And we also understand that this is going to lay the groundwork for everything else that we have coming up. The border wall, travel bans, everything else is going to be dependent upon your local elections. The left, they're putting a lot of money, a lot of resources, and a lot of time into their candidates, but they don't quite understand how the money that they put into their candidates is also going to impact and empower the opposite side, because we see how much effort they're putting into it.
Is it unfair to say this is the last chance to stop Trump and from Trump making Trump's vision of America?
Well, this is how they feel. I think everything that happens, whether it was Neil Gorsuch, the first Supreme Court justice Trump put in there, Brett Kavanaugh, now the midterms, I feel like the left, the extremes that is, they feel like it's always the last chance. So this is just one more thing. In 2020, it'll be another thing. Every single time there's an opportunity for these people to come out and express themselves to try and stop Trump, they'll take advantage of it. So in their eyes, it's always the last time. It's not just one specific incident that is